Welcome to Prayer FAQ with popular author and speaker, Jennifer Kennedy Dean. What's on your mind?
Thank you for this question that came in for Prayer FAQ through email that says, isn't God's power always active on the earth? And if God's power is always active on the earth, then why do we need to pray? That is such a good question and is essential to understand. Indeed, God's power is always active on the earth. There is no place on the whole planet Earth where God's present power is not actively in charge. And yet, He has put prayer into the equation. So here's how I think of it.
But the power of God covers the earth, and it always covers the earth, and there's not a single cell or molecule that is not under His sovereign control. But imagine this. The sun, the power of the sun covers the earth. But what happens if I take a magnifying glass and if I hold it over a flammable object? What happens is that magnifying glass causes the rays of the sun to be focused, to refract and to focus on that object. And in response to the prolonged focus of the power of the sun, that object will burst into flames. And when it does, it's not the power of the magnifying glass, but the power of the sun. And so God's power covers the earth, but what prayer does is it focuses that power on a specific life or a specific situation. And in response to the prolonged, focused power of God directly on a life or situation, that life or situation will change in response to it. And so prayer is continually focusing the power of God on the circumstances of earth.
Prayer is how we refract the power of God on a particular life or situation. What's your question about prayer? Send it to me at prayerquestions@prayinglife.org.